Harry Clinkstein leads the Sacramento Kings into battle in the Western Conference semis against Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, and look to get started off right in game number 1 en route to potentially getting to their second Western Conference Finals in a row. But the Grizzlies have DeAndre Ayton to be Robin to Ja Morant's Batman. Who will prevail in this series? Game 1 starts with an Ayton dunk inside, and then it's a dish from Morant to Pat Williams for the 3-ball. RJ Barrett matches on the other end for the Kings, but Ja Morant still dishing, and Bryce McGowens is the one swishing from deep. Jamal D'Angelo nails a long ball of his own later on, and in the second quarter it's LaRabia for 3 to lead it for Memphis. Grizz lead in the third, and Ayton extends on the dunk off of a nice feed. Kings up just a little in the fourth, and RJ Barrett would get the bank off the glass to extend that lead. Harry Clinkstein with the moves and the pop from mid-range. And later, it's RJ Barrett going baseline with a nice pop. DeAndre Ayton cleans the glass to keep the Grizzlies in it, and Pat Williams keeps hopes alive with a 3-ball, but by the end, the Grizzlies were put away. And it's a 118-114 win in game number 1 for the Kings, behind 23 from RJ Barrett and 18 from Harry Clinkstein. DeAndre Ayton led the Grizzlies with 33 points, 22 boards, and Ja had 32. Game 2, the Grizzlies looking for revenge, and it's deja vu with an Ayton dunk to start it off yet again. After that, it's Ja Morant dishing it to Dillon Brooks for the triple, and for the Kings, off of a Clinkstein miss, it's D'Angelo cleaning the glass and picking up the and one as well. A big 3 from Patrick Williams had the Grizzlies ahead, and it stood that way for a while as Ja Morant did what he had to do to make sure that Memphis evened the series with a 123-102 dub. He dropped 34 points. RJ Barrett led the Kings with 26. Game 3 flipped the home court advantage to Sacramento, and Harry Clinkstein opens with the beyond the arc raining with the first bucket of the game and the second bucket as well for Sacramento from deep. Then he makes his moves like Jagger moment with a nice mid-ranger danger, and Desmond Bane with the off-balance 3, but it wouldn't last as Ja Morant takes the lead for Memphis in the third quarter. Joshawn Dillon keeps it a close game with a 3-ball, and later it's a beautiful dish to Herman Ramos for the dunk to tie the game. Bane inside to D'Angelo for more posting and toasting. The lead there didn't last long, and by the end, the Grizzlies had pulled away for good, and they would win the ball game 119-103 with 39 points from Ja Morant. Clinkstein led Sacramento with 32 points and 10 dishes. The Kings down 2-1 in the series, and they looked to tie it at home, but Ja Morant had everybody fooled before dishing it to a wide-open Patrick Williams who's been big from deep. Ja Morant then does it himself, missing on the drive, but getting his own board for a bucket. And then it's Dillon Brooks from deep, and Ja Morant just going off inside all game as he would build a 10-point lead for the Grizzlies, as they would end up blowing the Kings out of the water in game number 4 with 30-point double-doubles from Roddy and Morant to push the Kings one step closer to a playoff exit. The Kings avoid elimination in game number 5. It doesn't look good early as Ja Morant going airborne for the dunk. Joshawn Dillon's 3-ball kept it from getting out of hand early, and of all players, it was Clinkstein doing some work under the bucket. Nice dish and a mid-ranger from Jamal D'Angelo, but then Morant with the alley-oop to DeAndre Ayton for a big dunk, and then it was the slashing from Ja Morant. Impeccable work by him. Late in the game, Ja's dishes inside were insane as he worked it well with Ayton, then later he worked it with former King Marvin Bagley III. Bright spot of this series was Owen Romero, who ended up showing out in game number 5 of these playoffs, but ultimately the Grizzlies were a buzzsaw this team was not ready for, and the Memphis Grizzlies will win the series 4-1 with a 135-110 victory behind 48 points, 10 boards, and 12 assists by Ja Morant. Clinkstein would have a 36-point, 12-dish night, and Owen Romero dropped 20. OKC would be upset by the Rockets in 6 games, so it'd be the Grizzlies and the Rockets in the Western Conference, while in the East, it's the top 2 seeds, the Magic and the 76ers. Jalen Green would get the Rockets to the finals, averaging 28 points a game, and Paolo Banchero does it for the Magic, averaging 21 and 10 boards. It was 2 great 7-game series, though, in the conference finals. So it would be this Orlando Magic team right here versus this Houston Rockets team in the NBA Finals. The Rockets would win game number 1. Magic would tie the series in game 2. Rockets win game 3. Rockets win game 4. And the Rockets close the finals out in 5 games with Jalen Green being your finals MVP with a 23.5 boards, 5-dish average. Our Kings fell short of matching last season's output this year, and there could be some big changes coming to the team ahead. The offseason's always wild, and it is upon us, and time to get this team to the next level. Hope you're excited to see what awaits our Sacramento Kings. Shout out to all of you awesome channel members supporting every month. You guys are amazing. You all are amazing for just supporting by watching, liking, and commenting. Love you, FG fam.